Beautiful souls, welcome. It is such a joy to be here with you. Happy Equinox. I hope you guys had an incredible shift and are enjoying the beautiful change in seasons wherever you are in either hemisphere. Yeah, I'm really excited to be back doing SLS this year. This literally, we're celebrating essentially on this solstice, this equinox, excuse me, the new year. This is essentially the new year. And so this is really when things begin to awaken, to sprout, to open up, to give birth. This is the beginning of this new, really the true new era is really starting now. And so for that, we need to observe energetically how we are holding our energy in this transition point. How are you feeling? Comment below and let me know what's been coming up for you guys. What are the strongest challenges that you're experiencing? And how you are experiencing these changes. So yeah, let's get into it. I want to share a very powerful practice today on cultivating your light body. It's been a theme that's been coming up a lot this entire week. And so I want to share that with you. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of, well, yesterday we had an amazing gathering. We had a group hypnosis where we cultivated and discussed primarily about balance, of internal balance of the body and the biological, the spiritual biology of not only the effect of the equinox, but how the energy is affecting us in this transition point. And also getting to understand how we're going to bring the body into more equilibrium as we come into stronger energies in the year. So it's really, really important. So great to see you guys. Strawberry Fields Fairy, I love that name. Jessica Anderson, so good to see you here. Yeah, Akrayong, so good to see you. Number one, so wonderful to see you. Welcome everybody. And please feel free to put your questions in capital letters. I'm also going to be addressing a couple questions that we have not addressed from last time, our last gathering, that I want to kind of address. Let's start with that first. Let me actually pull that up and then I will jump into my topic of choice. So we had a new member of our group, of our channel. His name is Remy Williams, 1812. And he had a question about how we are opening and closing the chakras in meditation and how we come into that prompt, how we work with that energy. And he says that he needs to understand exactly what we're doing and why we're doing. So it really led me to understand that I think one of the things that we need to do is have some basic meditation videos on how to start meditation, because a lot of my earlier work, I do go through all of these processes. I do teach about running energy. I teach about, opening and closing the chakra system. I teach about the expanded energy body. And I think that we need to kind of go back to those basics. So that's something I'll be sharing with you over the next couple weeks, and also integrating those core lessons. So if you are new to the channel, please go back to my challenges. I have 30-day challenge meditations. The very first one that I did is going back to beginning meditation. And that is a really amazing practice where I address a lot of the different sections of meditation that I'm addressing in my meditation practice. And so just for those of you that are new to the channel, my meditation style is called active meditation. And the primary work of what I'm sharing with you is really combining many of the ancient mystery schools, the actual practical embodied techniques of moving energy so that we can come back into our harmonious alignment. And what does that mean? It's the restructuring and rebalancing of your toroidal field, your toroidal light body. So this is a toroidal energy system. This is you at the very center, and your energy system is, revolving your body. And so we not only do we encounter a lot of energetic blocks in the body, limitations, illnesses as a result of having an embodied energy body, But we also are falling into continuous repetitive behaviors that are ancestrally programmed in our DNA. Okay, so a lot of the work that I'm addressing with this is primarily looking at how we're holding energy systems and energetic hygiene, which is directly connected to the epigenetic aspect of our DNA, the information that we hold in the DNA. So this is super important. And the invitation is that we learn how to work with the energy body in a way that is conducive to this healing, to this life body. And so I'm teaching how to run energy. Running energy essentially is focusing on utilizing the earth energy and cosmic energy, running that through the body because we are made of both. And the clearing of these energy centers brings you back into harmonic order. So everything that we're doing here is to come back into harmonic order, to align the body, mind, body, and soul, the integration of the dantians, the lower dantian, middle dantian, and upper dantian, in order to create more of that, the Shen, the spiritual life force, which is our infinite potential into this creative experience as a human. And because we are a holographic system of projection, as you refine what you are projecting and inputting into the system, you're really addressing, your bioelectricity. Okay, so I talk a lot about the fact that we're bioelectrical beings, and essentially all of the bioelectricity that you are cultivating in your body is something that we have to generate. And we produce this conductive energy by the conductivity of the positive and negative charges in the body, which is the balancing of the feminine and masculine energies in the body. The moving of that energy is essentially what allows the human to come into its highest expression. And so what we want to do is we want to remove those blockages that we have in the field, open up the pathways of the body, which are the meridian energy system. And the meridian energy system, which is mostly talked about in Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, which are the pathways of energy for acupuncture, but also Qigong, and all kinds of energy mastery practices, including pranic healing, and many, many other Taoist energetic practices. But, what we're doing at the core is we are addressing both energetic systems of energy and also the emotional. Okay, because what are we clearing from this field is emotional programs, emotional blockages, right? So that's what we have to clear out of the system. And these are, of course, rooted in the subconscious mind. And so the more that you run energy, the more that you clean your space energetically, the more you can access these root causes. So that is our goal here. And of course, this is what I call epigenetic psychotherapy, which is essentially taking a look at all of the external influences that are affecting your mind, body, and physical body in order to affect how your DNA is expressed, either in its greatest potential or it's limited and contracted and blocked. So super important to address that. So let's jump into it, guys. I would love to just quickly take a look at our energy body system, especially with the energies that are happening at this time. There's a lot of really fantastic opportunity to utilize the forward moving planets that are available to us at this time to shift the energy in the body moving forward in a more directional way. And in order for us to do that, we want to come into clear intention. Clear intention in the body. How do you cultivate a clear intention? Is by clearing the limiting belief systems that are fogging and clouding your ability to see what is true. And when we talk about truth, we'll just talk about the basics of what that is. It means that we are coming back into harmonic order. What is true is the highest truth, not just the temporary truth of the ego, which is usually in self-preservation or self-serving dynamics, but to come from the aspect of ourselves that is actually conscious and making choices and decisions from a very proactive free will. That's really what we want to focus on. Okay. So let me just share really quickly my presentation, and I want to share with you some of this. Okay, so in yesterday's class, and by the way, if you missed yesterday's class and you wanted to join in the hypnotherapy, it's a really powerful guided hypnotherapy that focuses on accessing the Akashic memory system of the chakra body to find all of the imbalances in the body. So feminine, masculine imbalances in the body, clearing them out at a really, really deep subconscious level, because you are taken into a hypnosis and you are accessing that those dimensions of your body. So if you're interested in that, you can purchase a replay. I have it available for you on my website, and I can put the link below at the end in the show notes for you guys to access that. But the reason why that's so important, the reason why it's so important to clear the energy body and bring it back into balance, is because we, within the body, we are a projection, and the entire human body is a very complex structure of light, and we don't realize it, but our fascia, our muscle system, our nervous system, and our energy body, all of that is moving life force through the body. And in these meridian pathways that we talked about just a second ago, these pathways of energy are moving in overall in a very toroidal system of energy. There is a center line, which is the source cord, and then there is the toroidal output from which positive, negative energy is moving through the body in order to create this conductive spiral system. And that spiral system braids through the center column of the body. It braids through the heart, because again, you are a vortex. All of your cells are micro vortices. Your heart and your organs are vortex centers as well. So every single one of the cells in the body, every organ has a toroidal expression to it. And so to be moving in this toroidal form, in this spiral motion, we have to unblock those pathways. So this is something that we really kind of want to get aware of how we are doing that. And there's a couple ways to do that. Emotionally, again, as I mentioned, it's subconscious programming, emotional belief systems. Energetically, it's energetic hygiene and opening those pathways. Okay. So today we're going to be working on strengthening our light body, coming into a really powerful toroidal field. And how does the toroidal field become more powerful? It becomes powerful the more we align with universal systems. Okay, and what does that mean? That you are integrating fractals of yourself that have caused you to, your mindset, your perception, your energetic expression to become contracted and limited. Okay, so that the healing of your trauma is the ability to expand your life force. And the more and more you do that, the broader your perception becomes, to the point where you come into harmonic order with nature. And then, you know, that the natural flow of nature, which is coming into profound states of love, compassion, harmony, peace in the body, align you with greater systems, so universal systems. So, you know, this is a toroidal energy system of a galaxy, and you are one tiny, tiny little particle within this gigantic system. And yet it is the fractal nature of the universe that you contain this spiral vortex energy system within every part of your body. Okay. So as above, so below, when we clean internally, the external experience is also clearing. Okay. So let's talk about an empowered toroidal energy system. There's a couple ways to maintain a powerful toroidal system. we talked about becoming conductive. And so just remembering what piezoelectric means is that, the process of piezoelectricity is that the pressure becomes so much that it creates this mechanical shock, which is converted into electricity. And so think of your body that when you're holding really, really powerful, strong emotions, the transduction process of those emotions in transmutation into a higher octave. So let's revisit the concept of octaves of energy. What are we talking about? Energy is band waves, how wavelengths of information are processing. And so the lower the frequency of a wave band is, the slower it's moving and the lower vibrational frequency. The higher, the faster it's moving. Okay, the faster that frequency is moving. So here you can see some examples of these frequency waves within your own body, and with the psychology of energy, it's much more complex, of course. But one way to simplify that is by looking at an emotional chart of frequency. You can see the human spectrum of light being, the rainbow. The rainbow's the spectrum of light that is visible to us, that creates all the colors that we see and experience. Are also organized within your energy body. And they're also organized within, ascension levels, spiritual levels, your creator levels, at the same time as they are in emotional stages. So we look at the language of the universe being energy, right? They said energy is the language of the universe. For you in the physical body, that goes down to emotional states, right? And so more contracted is the slower bandwidth of energy, lower emotional states, and expanded is higher emotional states. So each and every one of these is a level of consciousness that you hold within the body. And with practice, you begin to identify these emotional states as sounds of music. You also equate them as frequency ranges, bandwidths, and colors, which is, for a lot of people that are very visual in their energy work, you can see colors in your energetic space. And that is directly communicating emotions that you're feeling. Okay. So to process emotions in the body, we're essentially moving through a transduction process. So when you take an emotion like shame and then transmute it into acceptance, for example, or love, you are taking this piezoelectrical process of electricity, and you are transmuting that into a higher octave emotion. Okay, higher octave range of frequency. Transduction essentially means changing one form of energy to another form of energy. Now, something I want to be really clear about is that when we're doing this transduction process, you're not eliminating anything. Okay, so when we talk about clearing your energetic space, we have the visual of, grabbing your bubble and eliminating everything inside of your bubble down to the center of the earth. Okay, so when we say, clean your energy body, I always say, take the debris out from there and take it out. But what's actually happening is that you are transmuting in that moment. The first step of the transmutation process is to identify the frequency that you're holding. And so you identify the emotion that you're holding in your body. And some of you might see those emotions or that information as colors. Some of you might see it as words or names that you identify within the body. The transduction process is to transmute that into the 0 point. And so we do that a couple different ways. Number one, awareness. When you are in the state of the aware observer, you're beginning to cultivate the 0 point in the body, because as you know, consciousness, as we understand in this physical world, when it is observed, is when it can begin to change. It changes like immediately. And that, you know, sounds very abstract and difficult when you think of it in the context of creation, the creation of this universe. But in reality, as we mentioned, change is the only constant in this universe. And so from an energetic perspective, from the spiritual biology, the spiritual energetics of your body, when you observe something within your body, that's when it can move, it can change. And that observation point is shifting from the body, whatever that current state is. So if you identify this emotion of fear in the body, the fact that you observe that emotion is immediately driving it through the process of a transduction, transmutational process. Now, a lot of people can get stuck in this process because they switch from the observer to the feeler and the experiencer of that emotion. And so when you're stuck in the emotional body and the feeling body of that emotion, you know, because there's a series of biochemical responses to this color frequency in your body, to this emotion, it can completely get you stuck there. You become biochemically addicted to feeling the sensations of that emotion. So let's say a victim role as a result of shame and fear, you just get stuck looping in that emotion over and over again. You just feel it and feel it and feel it and feel it, because there's a lack of neutral observation that is missing. Okay, so the key to the transduction of an emotion is the neutral observation of that any emotion that is within the body. Without that process of observing, okay, it's really easy to get stuck in these emotions, and we are unable to move from one form of energy to another form. When we talk about form, we're talking about speed of wavelength, okay? And that's the more mechanical aspects for those of you that need to understand the mechanics of that transmutational process. But essentially what you're doing is you're changing this emotion of shame or guilt or fear, which is moving really slow moving frequency. What that looks like inside of your chakra bodies is essentially energies blocked. Okay, so you can observe this figure of this body where the braiding is the pathway, the natural pathway, that spiral motion, as I explained earlier, becomes blocked, right? So this toroidal system cannot move through its natural pathways. It interferes with the natural pathways of life force. So then you become contracted. And yesterday we talked all about that because we're talking about the chakra bodies, and how each of the chakra bodies become damaged over time. How do they become damaged? These toroidal system begins to cultivate tears and holes. Why? Because you're blocking the energy. Okay, block the energy with a thought form that you don't fully observe. When you don't observe a thought form, you begin to cultivate a lot of negative ions in your body, a lot of chemicals in the body that are causing inflammation, stagnation, stress hormones in the body, that begin to dysregulate the body. And they dysregulate your immune system, they dysregulate your nervous system, contraction of fluids in the body, right? So they begin to contract the nervous system, the blood vessels begin to constrict. The DNA begins to coil up. That's going even into the deeper quantum level of the body. The DNA begins to coil up. And so this human is operating at bare minimum. Not only is their perception super limited, but their entire ability to access infinite potential life force becomes super strained. Remember that your ability to access infinite potential is through a whole energy system, a complete energy system. So this is super important for those that are healing, or healing psychologically, emotionally, mentally, physically. This is affecting the healing process. So in the transduction process, that being said, of these bioelectrical charges that are caused by emotions. Essentially, this transduction process of awareness is what begins to bring you back into harmonic order. And that's why meditation practice is basically the foundation. The foundation of all of that is your meditation practice. If you are not meditating and training your nervous system to come back from fight, flight, or freeze, it's just impossible for you to train the observer. The observer essentially becomes it's at the effect of all of the external influences. Epigenetically, that's like your entire environment affecting your body. So in this work, we are learning and training the body to, you're becoming a master of observation, which is essentially the 0 point, the cultivation of the 0 point. And eventually what happens is that by opening those clogged pathways of life force, you begin to move light in the body in more complex geometric patterns. Okay, so you create the Merkaba, you create many different geometric shapes in the body as you clean and heal each of the chakra layers. Okay, so in today's meditation, we're going to take a look at that. We're going to work with that. And of course, the basic practice of running energy is extremely important, because when we're running energy, we are taking earth energy into the body, and we are filling this energetic body with earth energy. We are mixing it with cosmic energy. Okay. And the combination of green and gold, the gold, cosmic energy is gold is one of the highest neutral universal energies that exists. And so we bring that down into the body to heal the body. But this is such a vast life force. Gold energy is a very broad and super fast moving range of frequency, that it heals all kinds of levels of matter. Okay, so not just the physical organism, but all organisms of life, including the planet Earth. And so when we're disconnected from source, remember, we're blocked from the gigantic library of infinite potential that is available to us, and our source cord becomes severed. Okay, so it's important that the cultivation of running energy is so that you can bring your source cord back online. And that way the body automatically begins to heal itself. Okay. And so earth energy, when running through the body, we anchor it down to the center of the earth, and we ground ourselves fully in the body, because the body is, you literally cannot do anything in this universe. You can't create anything if you're not grounded in the body. If you are, floating outside your body, escaping, avoiding emotions, avoiding reality, avoiding your truth, you're just floating outside the physical body, and the body is just basically, it's a host to all kinds of parasitic energies that can latch on. Okay, I'll just close my window really quickly. We had some super gorgeous weather by the coast this week, and starting to cool down after that heat wave we had. For those of you that are in California. Okay, and so essentially this running energy is one of the most powerful ancient techniques of energy work. It's one of the most widely known, and it's used across many different kinds of healing modalities that are based in Taoist and also ancient mystery school structures. The whole point of this technique is to clean and heal, especially heal your toroidal energy system. Okay, so you heal the energy toroidal system, because otherwise the toroidal energy system usually has a bunch of holes and tears in it, and it makes it really, really difficult for us to ground in the body, heal the body, you name it, the body goes through a really hard time. And so anytime we have these tears and holes in the body, again, you are a host for anything outside of you that might want to latch on. And most importantly, a torn up energy body is a body that is not able to see truth. It's not able to see and perceive reality as it really is, because it's got all kinds of blocks and missing information. Remember that you are source. Innately, you are an infinite library of information. That is innately part of you. There is no question about that. There's no single human on this planet that doesn't have the ability to connect to the Akashic records, to the DNA of the earth, to the history of your ancestral lineage, using your intuition. There isn't a single human that isn't designed for that. We are all designed for that. And you also have, starseed DNA within you, which is your other planetary advanced conscious levels of yourself. So we have all of that available to us. And so the human, because we're brainwashed in this construct to completely be engaged in the physical material world, we let go of that. We neglect that aspect of ourselves. And so running energy is designed to help you disconnect from the matrix and redirect your focus back to the real world, which is the world of energy, the world of your mastery based on your intention. And the clarity of that intention is what creates your body, your mind, and your life experiences. So when we return and gather our life force back into the center core of the body, now you can begin to clear up these holes, these lack of awareness, lack of information, lack of connection to the divine, to that white light, that source, that infinite potential that is part of everything that you are. So in the meditation, we clear out all the blockages. We begin to remove all of these, belief systems so that we can become whole again. And what makes you so powerful when you begin to have a really healthy toroidal light body, is that you begin to align with harmonic order. You complete yourself, you come into a whole energy system, and that aligns you with the whole energy system of the planet Earth. Planet Earth is just like your human body, the energy system of the Earth, it functions in the exact same way. And so you're processing higher bands of light. Okay. So that's what we want to do. And to strengthen your toroidal field, there's a couple things that are key to this process. And in this time of change that we're in right now, because we're in the process of major global transitions, transformations, dismantlings, which are absolutely necessary for us in order to move away from imbalanced energy structures in the world, right? And also you rebalancing your imbalanced energy structure in your body, as above, so below, right? So our bodies are essentially doing this. So couple things that have to happen. Number one, integrity is at the foundation of this work, because if we lack integrity with ourselves, if we lack integrity with our true core values or true intentions, you're always going to be a little bit off. You're always going to be a little disconnected from your truth. So the cultivation of integrity is built by cultivating trust in yourself. Okay. And the cultivation of trust in yourself is that you are listening to your body. Your attention is diverted from the external to the internal. So no more external distractions. You're connecting with yourself. You're coming fully in the body. You're grounding in the body. You are allowing yourself to fill your body with love, with compassion, with awareness, with attention, so that you can become the father and mother, or balancing those energies within your own body. So this is the key that we want to cultivate in the energy system of the body. Okay. And so integrity, then two, that you begin to cultivate your two things: your intuition, and the way that we cultivate intuition is with our imagination. So in this world, we were brainwashed to believe, and we were, somewhat indoctrinated to believe that imagination is a fantasy. Imagination is just, you making up stuff. But there's no such thing as that, because if you understand DNA and you understand the holographic system, um, everything that is in your mind, everything that comes up to the surface of your consciousness is coming from the subconscious, whether that's symbolic, whether it's a metaphor, it's information. And so the language of energy, to learn the language of the universe, the language of energy, is to understand how to translate abstract data into information and wisdom. So essentially apply that information into an embodiment, which is wisdom. So as all the ancients, we've always used symbology to translate complex systems of energy and information. That's encoded in you. It's encoded in the root of your DNA. It's how DNA functions. It's where your language comes from. It's how you have defined words in many different languages to describe certain objects, things in this world. And that is a universal language that we hold within our DNA. It's in the memory of us. So how do we access that information is by getting to the root. The root is the energy. And so if you clean up your mind from all the false things, the inversions of truth that we have adopted, you're going to be able to have more clarity with those symbols and the information. It's not going to feel so abstract. Therefore, your imaginations are going to be less fantasy and more aligned with natural order, natural symbols, truth that is, at your core. And the hardest part of the awakening process is really clearing up those inversions that we create for ourselves, because when you're disconnected from yourself, you don't realize what's true and what's not what's a fantasy that you created about yourself. So these are things that we go around cleaning and working with the body. This energy work is paramount for that, because without this energetic support, it's really hard to move out of your constructs. Okay, so remember, part of the healing is, part of it is energetic, and then the other 50% is emotional, because your emotions are at the root of your perceptions. All right. So let's get into the meditation, guys. Let's clean up our energy body so that we can be empowered this week and come into our highest optimum function, mind, body, and soul. And let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and ground yourself down to the center of the earth. I love all your comments and your questions. You guys are wonderful. So go ahead and ground yourself down to the center of the earth. Come back to your body. Go ahead and see your toroidal energy body around you. Allow yourself to repair any holes and openings in your field. Focus on the root chakra at the base of the spine. Go ahead and shrink that root chakra down to the size of a marble. Go up into your sacral, shrinking it down to the size of marble. Go up to your solar plexus, shrinking it down to the size of marble. Go up into your heart. You're going to expand the heart, opening front and back, opening the center of coherence. Going up to the throat, expanding the throat, front and back. I want you to fill the room that you're in with golden light all around, outside around you, outside of your bubble. Ground the room that you're in down to the center of the earth. Go ahead and go up into your third eye, expanding your third eye, front and back. Go up into your crown, expanding your crown, activating your higher self. Align your higher self. Those of you that work with me have your creative color. Put your creative color up into your crown. If not, you can use gold. You're going to shine that gold that represents your higher self into the area of career, family, relationships, abundance, love, health, vitality, your spiritual work, and finally your purpose. Go ahead and expand your crown toroidal system around you. And we're going to go deeper. From the center of the earth, pull up a powerful wave of green earth energy that comes rushing up into the body, into the center core, creating a vortex of energy. From source, pull down a cosmic energy coming down through the crown of the head, combining with the green earth energy. You're going to take 10% of that back down to the center of the earth. Go ahead and clear your energy body. Releasing all the debris, blockages, stagnation that are in your field. You're going to take 80% of that green earth energy and cosmic energy up your spine, from the crown of your head, coating the outside of your protective field. You're going to take your final 10% of green and gold energy and absorb it into the body. Inside the toroidal field, into the pores, the flesh, the muscles, the bones, down to the cells of the body. Taking this earth and cosmic energy to all the parts of the body that require more love, more healing, more attention, more support at this time. So allow yourself to feel the rush of energy moving through the body. You're cleaning 3 dimensions of your body, the physical, the spiritual, and all of the energy systems that combine you to this matrix. I want you to call back your life force from people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Bring your energies back into your body. Cut cords, visualize family, friends, colleagues, people that you've run into, your children, partners. Cut cords with all of them so that you can neutralize what you are sharing, giving, receiving. Right now, you're becoming aware of whether your exchanges are balanced or not. So cut cords, call back your life force, release what you took on that doesn't belong to you. And allow yourself now to observe yourself over the past 24 hours. Take a look at yourself over the past 24 hours, taking a look at all the things that have triggered you the most, taken you out of balance in the past 24 hours. See that now. Observe the emotion that is triggered the most in your body. Take your attention to the part of the body that is more contracted when you feel this emotion. Be absolutely present with the emotion. As you observe the emotion in your body, go ahead and name out the emotions that begin to come up. Go ahead and allow yourself to identify the strongest of these emotions. And once again, observe the part of your body that most tenses up when you feel it. And allow yourself to notice how often you feel this emotion throughout the week. And as you take yourself back to the root, take yourself back to as far back as you can remember when you experienced this emotion for the first time. See yourself there in that memory. And go ahead and ask yourself if this emotion is yours. So is it your belief? What you feel in that moment, is that your belief? Let's say the emotion that comes up is shame, and connect with your body and see if the emotion that you're feeling, is that you feeling shame about yourself or someone else? Or is the shame someone else's emotion, not yours, just something you absorb? Allow yourself to be absolutely present with that emotion as you begin to observe the layers of memories that might come up. Just notice what you most needed in that moment to not feel that way. Just observe how you might be repeating that same pattern today in your life, in your present day life, your present day relationships, interactions, experiences. Identify the core need that is being lived out by this experience or these emotions. To begin to observe this information, remember that you're just observing. Catch yourself if you're sitting too long in the feelings of any one of these emotions. It means that you have reverted back to the feeler and the experiencer rather than the observer. So to pull yourself out of that, you're just going to observe the emotion in your body. So you're being aware of, how your body is reacting to it, how it's contracting, the sensations of the emotions, the memories that come up. Acknowledge everything that is coming up. The process of acknowledgement is now chemical It's an alchemical process. When you acknowledge your thoughts, your emotions, you can change them in a very powerful way. So there isn't any one emotion, thought, experience, or thought that is not good or bad, or something that causes the denial of that emotion is unnecessary. Allow yourself to come into your deepest, highest truth, how you feel. And as you observe the impact of this belief system in your life, just notice how it changes you, how that awareness changes you. Go ahead and see all the people that you've interacted with this emotion in a crowd in front of you. You're going to shine your crown light on top of them. You're going to see the contract, this agreement to experience this belief system. And if you're ready to let it go, go ahead and dissolve it. You can ask, who is it protecting to feel and believe this belief system? Who is being protected by it? And I want you to identify that little part of you that is utilizing this emotion to protect themselves. As soon as you identify that, go ahead and allow yourself to dissolve these contracts. As you allow yourself to gather all of your fractals of yourself from the womb until now, I want you to see what would be the opposite emotion of this state of being. And I want you to nourish yourself with everything you need to fulfill you in that moment. That little part of you that is believing that it's protected by this emotion. Infuse it with the nourishment, the safety, the protection, the love, the healing, the attention, the communication, the understanding that it requires in order for it to come into its full expression. So you're going to do this in the memories, you're going to do this in the present thoughts of yourself, and you're going to do it in your body with yourself. So you allow yourself to see all these fractals of yourself, merge them into one self in front of you. Calling back your life force in your body and releasing what doesn't belong to you. And as you see all your fractals of yourself merging into one, you're You're going to fill your body with this new understanding. I want you to begin to fill your body with love, compassion, peace. You go ahead and clear your space completely. You're going to bring yourself back into your energy body, into your physical body. And I want you to scan your field, your toroidal energy body, for any kind of blocks or debris or pictures of memories that might be lingering in your energetic space. Go ahead and see those. Go ahead and call back all the pieces of yourself integrating into your body. We're going to start by working on the root chakra at the base of the spine. Open it back up into a balanced state. The sacral chakra, opening it back into a balanced state. Solar plexus. The heart. The throat. Third eye. Your crown. Illuminating it with your creative color. Your 7th, 8th, 9th, your relationship with source, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take a moment to observe your body, how it feels as you're up here in the 20th dimension. 21, 22, 23, 24. And above you is a powerful white light of source. Anchor that source energy down into your body, down through the heart, the perineum, into the center of the earth. As you begin to recalibrate your body back into this balanced state, I want you to see your toroidal energy body completely solid all around you. Very good. As you allow yourself to see your toroidal field, just notice if it's gently moving, how it's moving around your body. And go ahead and ground yourself down to the center of the earth. Bring your awareness back into the room. Be aware of your energy body around you. Be aware of your grounding cord. Be aware of all your chakra system. You guys did amazing. Welcome back. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It was such an honor to share with you. I hope that this meditation practice can help you in your week, clear things up, breaking karmic contracts, and moving you back into alignment with harmonic order. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, you can reach me at my website. And again, thank you for joining me. Let me just hop and make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Yes, Liza Davy, so great to see you. Margot loves excellent meditation. I'm so glad you liked that, Lisa Davy. Thank you so much. Guys, I hope you're able to discover something interesting about yourself today and the emotional patterns that you're playing out this week. That's the most important. And I love you, and I'll see you soon. All my love. Take care.